Hello everyone, myself Shiva Priya. I am from Mallaradi College of Engineering. I am here to give the lecture on OOPS features. First, I'll go with the object. Object is a real world entity, and coming to the programming paradigm, an object is an instance of a class. Before going to the know about object, first we have to know what is class. And class is, if we take an example of the student, in OOPS concept, anything we can perform, we can take the details inside the class, and class is having two parts, so variables and methods. If we take the student class as example, and the properties for the features of the students, we can take student roll number, student name, and marks as variables, and the methods, the task, whatever we perform are known as the methods. And we can take the details of the students. So I am using that method name as input, and we can print the details of the students. The method name I am taking as a print is the method name. And the class is having two parts, the variables and the methods, which are operated on these variables. So the object is nothing but the instance of the class. To create an object for the student class, we use the syntax like this: the class name student and object name is equals to new constructor. So with this object, we can access the properties of the class. So now the object we can define as the instance of the class. And class is a blueprint. Next, class. Class is a, just now I said, class is a blueprint. It is having the two parts, the variables and the methods. Those are binding in a class with the name class. And this can be accessed only with the objects. And coming to the third one, data abstraction. Next, data abstraction. Data abstraction is nothing but hiding the implementation details and showing the essentials. So we'll hide the implementation details. For example, if we take the different types of variables, integer, float, and string. So the memory size for the integers is 4 bytes. Like that, we just assume, we do not think about how the memory is stored inside. So all these things, this is known as data abstraction. If I say the real-time example, when we download any application in our Android phone, so the whatever packages and classes related to the programming, that everything is inside the exe file. So whatever is available and how these classes are stored inside this exe file, we do not think about that. We just make use of that application, that's all. So that is known as data abstraction. In object-oriented programming language, the data abstraction is done through hiding the implementation details and showing the essentials. And coming to the next OOPS concepts, data encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but the binding of variables and the methods inside the class is known as encapsulation. We will provide the security. Whenever, suppose if we take a class, just now I said a class is having two parts, variables and the methods, and these are binding in the class. It is known as data encapsulation, and we will provide the security. Unless we create an object for the class, we cannot make use of these variables and the methods. This is called data encapsulation. And next feature is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but acquiring the properties of one class into another class is known as inheritance. So whereas in OOPS concept, we can access the properties of one class into another class using this features inheritance. For example, from where we are accessing the property, from which class we are deriving another class is known as a base class. And from here we derive a class, that the class name is called derived class. And this class we can also say superclass, and we derive another class that is called subclass. There are different types of inheritance: single inheritance, single level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and multi-level inheritance. So like that, from one class, we can acquire the properties of this class into derived class. So from which class we can acquire is known as a superclass, and the derived class is known as subclass. And coming to the polymorphism. Coming to the polymorphism, poly means many, morphize means many forms. So it is one of the future of OOPS concepts. Polymorphism can be achieved. We will use the same method name to perform number of tasks, multiple tasks. Assume if you want to find the areas of polynomial, like area of a square, area of a rectangle, we can use same method name as area. And here the type of arguments and the number of arguments will be changing. And this can be achieved, polymorphism can be achieved by method overloading and method overriding. Thank you.